An early favorite to be the worst team in the NBA in the 2026 season has to be the Washington Wizards. They're a few years removed from the Bradley Beal trade to the Phoenix Suns, and I think you can make a good argument on both sides if the rebuild has gone to plan or maybe they're a little bit behind schedule because I still think they have a very solid young core. I just don't think they have the guy yet. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome here to my first Washington Wizards rebuild here on NBA 2K26. I'm actually playing on PC for the first time. I have a gripe with 2K this year. I don't know why the roster scenario share or the draft classes aren't interchangeable between Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. It's only like integrated into its own thing. So if somebody makes a draft class on Xbox, you can't use it on PC. Last year, it was the opposite. So we're going to be using kind of a new draft class today. I'm excited for this rebuild though. And I was mentioning before, like, the Wizards don't have the guy, right? Like, they get the number 2 overall pick. They get Alex Sarr. Maybe they would have rather had the number 2 overall pick in 23, or maybe in 2025, you could have had Dylan Harper. I like Alex Sarr. My number 1 player in the 2024 class. I said it was going to take a little bit for him to really hit his full stride in this league. So it's going to be a big year 2 for him. Pretty bad offensive year 1, but there were a lot of positives defensively. Same with Keyshawn George on the defensive end of the floor. They also picked up Dylan Jones this offseason. They have a good role player in Justin Champagnie. 33-year-old Anthony Gill still on this team. You have Chris Middleton, 1-year deal. I can't expect, or really I can't assume he's going to be on this team after the deadline. He's going to get traded or bought out. You have Corey Kispert, who could also get traded this year, and Will Riley, who they drafted in the first round. Loads of 2 guards, at least here in 2K. Bilal, Bub, Trey Johnson, Cam Whitmore, wow, can't speak, and AJ Johnson. All of these guys, even Jameer Watkins, you would like to have a long-term role on your team. And we have CJ McCollum at the 1. This team will have a decent amount. We're slated to have around 130 million. It's going to be less than that, probably around like $80 million in cap space going into the 2026 offseason. Would they go after a Trae Young? Would they go after somebody on the market then? We will see. And yeah, obviously our pick is top 8 protected this year. It could go to the Knicks. We're going to try to be bad to keep that pick this season. 2K has it as top 10. I believe it's around top 8. We'll go by the realistic scenarios of it. So last year, I did a Wizards rebuild as like my first video, or my first franchise. I did a Wizards franchise, excuse me, as like my first franchise video of 2K25. Not going to do them here in 2K26. I still expect that to come out in like a couple weeks. That might be like a 3-part series. So like maybe 3 2+ hour videos. And to figure out this rotation, it's tough. Like, I don't think Will Riley's going to crack it. I feel like I got to get Vucevic in here because this big man rotation is not good. It's Sarr, it's Vucevic, it's Marvin Bagley. Yeah, Will Riley's not going to crack the rotation. I think I'd rather play Vucevic. It's just like Champagnie might not crack the rotation, although he should. So we're going to give Vucevic about 10 to AJ Johnson. We'll go 17 to Cam Whitmore. Like, I would like for Trey Johnson to play a bunch, but I think I'll go like 19 to Trey, 20 to Corey Kispert, Bub off the bench because it's going to be McCollum, Koulibaly. Middleton will get like 22. He'll get 25. McCollum will get 25. We'll go 30 to Bilal, 25 to Keyshawn. Let's go 30 to Sarr. A little bit more to Bub, and a little bit more to Trey Johnson. System proficiency is 3 stars under Brian Keefe. Also don't know for sure if he's like the guy for the future. And if we look at some of these shot tendencies, yeah, I'd like Keyshawn George to shoot a little bit more this year. I don't think Dylan Jones is going to have a large role on this team. Maybe if some injuries happen, like Bub Carrington should be shooting the ball a lot more this season. I think Alex Sarr, Champagnie should be shooting the ball a lot more as well. So we'll see who kind of emerges as like the number 1 scorer after Middleton and CJ. We actually beat the Dallas Mavericks. Hello, 24 for McCollum, 16 for Bub, 14 for Trey. We lost to the Bucks by 15. Got blown out here by the Hornets. I know those two fan bases had somewhat of a rivalry this offseason. We're 1-9 to start off the year. This is kind of what you expected with the Washington Wizards. We just picked up our second win against maybe one team that's actually worse than us in the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, they're 1-12 because all eyes should be on the top 3 of the 2026 class. Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, AJ Debinsa. Those are the guys that you want to go after. Those are franchise-changing talents. They didn't really... Like, I love Trey Johnson as a prospect. I don't think he's going to be as much of a difference maker at the high level at the NBA landscape of like a Dylan Harper and a Cooper Flag, and maybe like the best outcome of Ace Bailey. I do think he's like a tier behind those guys. Still a really good player, but not like your Jason Tatum, not like your Luka Doncic, not like your Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's something they haven't really had in a prospect since maybe like young Bradley Beal or John Wall. So Wemby ends up getting NBA Cup MVP. Saw somebody comment on like my Bulls video. Is so funny that like, yeah, we can add NBA Cup MVP screens throughout the year, but we can't add aprons. Yeah, I know. So we've actually won 8 games through our first 32. We're 8-24. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks, the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. The Charlotte Hornets are actually technically worse than us because they've lost one more game. It's kind of shocking to see them down here. And the Utah Jazz have won 5 games this year. I think the Jazz, the Nets, and the Wizards probably going to be some of the worst teams in the league. I think I'm okay like going with some roster changes. I mean, I might try to find a team that would trade for CJ McCollum. Problem is he's making $30 million. Like, I don't want Paul George, although I know Philly would want to do that. Funny enough, like actually Paul George is having a good year. Like if I can get like a premier draft pick, I would think about that. Kyle Kuzma, yeah, do we run that trade up again? I could get Anthony Simons. There's really no point in doing anything like that. Like I don't mind doing, let's see actually, because Miami wants to compete a little bit this year. I know how to make trades too, I've been playing this game for like 15 years now, making videos for 10. Could we somehow do McCollum for Rozier in a first? I would actually love this trade. 2031st. McCollum is so much better than Rozier right now. And Rozier obviously has like the whole betting scandal that's not even finalized yet. They're going to agree to that. So we make an in-division trade. I think even after that trade, since he's an expiring contract, I'm just going to release Terry Rozier. We don't need him on the team. And if I need to sign somebody, it won't be Ben Simmons. I'll sign like a really bad point guard so I know they'll never like steal minutes. No disrespect to Malachi Flynn, but I'll sign him to a 1-year deal because now we can oh my god, no. Okay, let me actually change somebody's position because I don't need Malachi Flynn playing over some of these guys. So let's make Malachi Flynn like a power forward. I don't care. So he doesn't play for us. I'm sorry, I'm sabotaging his career. Like if I made Bubba point guard, he goes down a little bit. I kind of like him at the 2. Let's make AJ Johnson a point guard and let's see how he'll operate there. And I'm probably not done either. I expect to either move or buy out Chris Middleton. And I also expect to see the market for Corey Kispert. All right, so we're approaching the trade deadline and we were 13-36. I believe Chris Middleton is healthy and Corey Kispert's healthy. So hopefully we can move those guys. The Hornets are 11-40. Damn, 2K not a big fan of the Hornets this year. The Nets are 12-37. Oh my God, the Heat have been on a skid. Oh my God, they're 16-36. What? Oh my God. Okay, well, that trade is not working out for CJ McCollum for sure. Wow, that is actually kind of crazy. So Middleton would resign. Having a really good year, it's just like, can I find somebody that could take on $33 million that would want him? You know what? I did find one team that I think could make sense, and that would be the Detroit Pistons. But I want like some draft capital if I'm taking back Tobias Harris's contract. I don't think we could do like a Duncan Robinson type deal. Could I get your water protected first this year and Tobias Harris for Middleton? They want Cam Whitmore for Duncan Robinson. Also, don't like hate that. Like, I think I could sell high on Whitmore. I'll throw in Justin Champagnie, who's been good this year. Like, he's a really good role player. And I would take back. I guess I would have to take back like B-Ball Paul. What about this? Champagnie's got good value. Champagnie and Middleton for a late first. Tobias Harris and Paul Reed. They want my 29 first. You are out of your mind. I'll throw in some seconds. I'll throw in some like 3 second rounders, but that's the best you're gonna get. You want my second this year. Also, don't want to do that either. 4 seconds really gonna get this deal to go through. This is a good offer. You guys are out of your mind. All right, what about if I actually for your 2029 unprotected first? Wow, that's a good deal, Detroit. All right, so they'll do this trade if I give them the 2026 second and Anthony Gill. Let's just do that. I'm basically going to move up like 10 or so spots in the second or from the second round because we might have like 32, 33. Detroit's probably going to have something in the late teens, early 20s. Also, we could do like a status report. Alex Sarr has been more efficient this year, which is crucial for his development. 46 from the field, 30 from 3, currently dealing with a knee issue. And we get some more big man depth, right? Yeah, I would actually like for Vucevic to be signed for the rest of the year. We have Keyshawn. I'm actually going to release Malachi Flynn. Sorry about that, Flynn. We have Tobias, Keyshawn, Dylan Jones. Good chance I release Tobias Harris as well. I don't think I'm done yet. I think I would like to actually trade away Corey Kispert here at the deadline to see if I can get another first. I've already acquired a first for McCollum, a first for Chris Middleton. I think I should get it first for Corey Kispert, who's just flat out a good 3-point shooter. All right, so Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's actually been really good. I don't think I'm getting a first for him. I was going to try to get a first for him and for Kispert. So we could trade, I don't know. I don't really want to take on any really bad long-term money. Like, I've kind of avoided that with the Rozier and Tobias trades. So, like, Minnesota, probably not getting a first out of them. They got Russell Westbrook on their team. I mean, OKC, like, how's Isaiah Joe been this year? It's been really good. He's shooting 46% from 3. All right, what about the Spurs? Like, Harrison Barnes has been good, 44 from 3, but you can get Corey Kispert under a great deal for 3 more years. And could I get the swap best with you in Atlanta this year? They really don't want to do that. You want more draft capital, which I don't feel comfortable giving up. I'll do a swap, or we'll do Atlanta's 2027 first. Damn, I'm not giving you, like, multiple unprotected first rounders in this deal. Like, Harrison Barnes has 0 value to me. All right, we're not trading him to San Antonio. All right, what about Gabe Vincent? Actually, the Lakers can't even trade any first round picks. All right, I'll move Kispert in the offseason. It's not really the end of the world to try to move him right now. I could probably get a first from Orlando, but the problem is the contract I have to take back is Jonathan Isaac, who does not have like an accurate contract like he does in real life, where it's some non-guaranteed money. It is a full 4-year deal at that price tag. I just can't justify that. So we're going to end the season like with this roster pretty much. AJ Johnson at the 1, Koulibaly, Kispert. I'm going to release Tobias Harris. I don't think I could find somebody to take him on, so let's send him packing. And I'll probably just sign somebody that I don't have to worry about playing, like Michael Potter. Who's the 40-year-old I just saw there? PJ Tucker? Why not? Let's sign PJ Tucker, who could be a good veteran for the younger group. So yeah, AJ Koulibaly, who has been kind of up and down at times this year, but has been like a little bit better as of late. I think he's just going to be like a defensive stopper. I don't know if he's ever going to hit the offensive ceiling maybe they thought coming out of the Mets 92. Keyshawn George, 41 from 3. Yeah, Vucevic will be in there now until Sarr comes back. This is going to be brutal for his development. AJ Johnson breaks his right ankle. He's out 8 to 10 weeks. And yeah, we are going to end the season with an abysmal record. We're currently 18 and 48 with about less than a month to go. There goes Paul Reed. We also lost Corey Kispert as of late. So I don't know like who's going to emerge as the leading scorer on this team at the end of the year. It's actually going to be Trey Johnson, who will be a full-time starter next year. All right, so Shea takes home back-to-back MVP awards. To no surprise, Cooper Flagg, your rookie of the year. Russ, who signed in Minnesota, 6-man. Wemby, Depoy, Khalil Ware, most improved, and Cade is your clutch player of the year. Chris Finch, your coach of the year. So you have Shea, Giannis, Cade, Harden, and Trey on All-NBA first team. You have Sabonis, Tyrese, Wemby, LeBron, and Curry on second team. Third team, you're going to have Ant, Booker, Ja, Brunson, and Josh Giddey making it so good in 2K still. Here's all defensive first team. I guess Claxton is like the one shocker. And second team, maybe Khalil Ware is a shocker. Time Ward's a shocker making it. Now here's some awards that are up our alley. Trey Johnson, all rookie first team. There we go. Like I said, kind of getting his feet wet here. Will be a full-time starter. Maybe the full-on number 1 option. I don't want to cut corners, excuse me. Like I don't expect to sign Trae Young in free agency. It would be kind of crazy if he left his division rival. So we ended up with the 3rd worst record. Kind of sucks. 4th worst record in the league, 3rd in the West. Just the Hornets and Nets were god awful this season. We were 11 games worse than Boston. How was like our offensive and defensive splits? So offensively, we were the worst team in the league. Okay, or worse in the East. Defensively, we were a little bit better. We were the 6th worst team defensively. I mean, going into next year, I'm going to keep a lot of guys. Like Corey Kispert is definitely going to get traded this offseason. We're going to have 1 first-round pick. I don't think we could fall outside the top 8. We know that Sarr is going to be here. I don't think any of these guys are guarantees, although I like Vucevic the most. I think I like him as a 3rd center, not a 2nd. Keyshawn's going to be back. That's 2 guys. None of these guys are locks to be back at all. The only one would be Dylan Jones. Will Riley will definitely play more next year. He barely played this year, so that's 3 guys. Koulibaly, Carrington, Johnson, and Whitmore. The only guy that I think I could move on from would be Cam Whitmore. He's entering the last year of that rookie contract. And then we have AJ Johnson, who will hopefully be in the mix as well. So let's see who's going to make it to the conference finals this year. You have New York and Cleveland. Detroit with, who did we trade them again? Chris Middleton ended up losing in round number 2 to the team that beat them last year. And then the Knicks Cavs game 7 is going to go, it looks like, to the Knicks. So you have Knicks in Minnesota, Cat, Randall versus their old teams. I mean, yeah, I guess CJ McCollum in Miami did not work out. They didn't even make the play-in tournament. And Minnesota beat Kawhi. I wonder if he's going to be planting any trees after that. And the Knicks ended up winning in 6 with Jalen Brunson getting finals MVP for the Knicks. So yeah, our morale is obviously going to drop. We were abysmal this year. I mean, what did you expect? What did you expect? This is the roster I was dealt with going into this. So we're going to stay the course, though. Obviously, this team entered into like a full-on rebuild in 2023 after trading Beal, but they weren't really good the years leading up to that, right? They had like a fringe 2021 season with Ross where they lost in the round 1 series to the Sixers in 5. Like, that's it. This team really was on its way out well before they traded away Bradley Beal. So they've been at the rebuild for a little bit. Obviously, you got to pray to the lottery gods, right? Like, Wemby to San Antonio, Zion to New Orleans, and to Minnesota. We need to get lucky here. 4th projected pick. What does 2K have up their sleeves? It drops the 5. Not ideal. I wanted to get in the top 3. Adding Darren Peterson would have fit like a glove in this team. So once again, we kind of miss out on a blue chip guy in this draft. We're going to get the 21st pick via Detroit and 28 via OKC in an additional swap. So we're going to keep Brian Keefe as our head coach. Let's go to the pre-draft workout. So I'm going to assume, I have no idea how this PC class is going to look like because they've been all over Kareem Lopez all year. I don't know who Dylan Person is. So Boozer, Peterson, AJ Dybantsa, 3 guys I am scouting. Mikael Brown Jr. if we want that franchise point guard. I would be intrigued about a Chris Sinak, Alex Sarr front court, so I'm going to scout him out as well. And if I'm going to scout Sinak, I'll scout out Quaintance. I'll scout out Nate Ament for sure. Bennett starts at 5, feels way too high, but I do have some other first rounders. How deep is this draft? It doesn't look like there's too many guys in this class. Unfortunately. Actually, no, there's Isaiah Evans, C-Dub, Koa Pete. I'll scout out Isaiah Evans, and we'll scout out Koa Pete. I'm going to hopefully draft all real players here, so I have no idea what to expect for this 2026 draft. The Rockets are on the clock with the number 1 pick, and they select Darren Peterson. I think that pick should go to the Nets, so the Nets got robbed there. Number 2, Utah takes Barney Young from UNC. Not familiar with his game. Don't think a real player. Kareem Lopez goes number 3, and number 4, the Hornets are going to actually trade the pick with Utah. And they swap Bridges and Markkanen. Young goes to Charlotte. Utah is going to select Wenli Kim from China. So we're going to have a mixture of real and auto-generated guys in this class. The person that would probably fit this team the most would be Cameron Boozer. But I kind of used them in the Bulls rebuild. I could also trade the pick. Like, I don't want to cut corners, but getting Tyrese Maxey would be kind of a home run. But I'm also not sold on, like, Bilal Coulibaly at the 3. And he could also be a 4. I'm going to take AJ Dybantsa out of BYU. I think there's a chance Dybantsa could be like this year's Ace Bailey, insanely hyped up like as like a sophomore, junior, loses a little bit of like that number 1 pick prestige, maybe just prospect fatigue, and he could end up going a little bit lower. We'll see, though, what ends up happening throughout the college season. I'm also going to be doing this trade with the Houston Rockets. I'm getting their swap best in 2027. We're going to help them duck the second apron. We're taking on Steven Adams' 2-year deal remaining, so he's going to be a good backup to Sarr. I'm giving them 26, 2 future seconds, and B-Ball Paul. So yeah, that draft class was kind of all over the place. Don't know if I'll be using that one. It's the highest downloaded one on PC right now. So AJ Dybantsa, Isaiah Evans, who we did draft later on, welcome here to DC. I'm actually going to decline the team option on Dylan Jones, pick up everybody else's option. So let's head here to the qualifying offers. We'll give Jameer Watkins one. Obviously, it'd be really cool to get Kevin Durant back here to like the city he grew up in. Trae Young, James Harden, Kristaps, all guys could make sense. Austin Reeves hit unrestricted free agency, but I would like to bring back Vucevic. And I think we're going to just like see what Trey Johnson and AJ Dybantsa can do this year. So we're not going to sign Vucevic. We're going to sign Vucevic. Let's give him a 3-year deal. We'll front load it. And he'll be like basically nothing kind of for us in the future. I would like to sign maybe another point guard. I mean, like, who's like the intriguing point guards of the world here? Giddey, Simons, McCollum, Russ, Alonzo. Couple notable names. Keon Ellis is there. Jamal Shed is here if we wanted some point of attack defense. Brandon Williams, I'm intrigued about actually. So let me give Brandon Williams a 2-year deal. $3.25 million. So we get Vucevic, we get Williams. I'm going to renounce the rights on everybody else but Jameer Watkins. All right, so on day 12 of free agency, I just want to see if anybody changed teams. Trae Young actually signed with the Warriors, 1 year, $32 million. I have no idea how they were able to afford that. Did Steph? Steph, I think retired actually. So he's going to replace Steph Curry. Did Jimmy retire as well? Steph retired. DeMar, Paul George. Who retired on our team? Oh, PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker, 5 threes. It looks like Jimmy Butler is still there. So, I mean, I know Steph's making so much money. So, yeah, it's going to be Trae Young and Jimmy Butler. That's pretty cool. They played each other in the playoffs before. So, yeah, let's finish up free agency. Let's get Watkins back on the QO. Player progression, obviously still an incredible young team going forward. And I'm still going to move Corey Kispert before the season starts. All right, so before the season starts, like I said, I want to move Corey Kispert. I'm not looking for like a player coming back. I don't mind getting like draft capital. That would be preferred. Terrence Mann, no, I don't think the Nets would really want to make an aggressive move. Derrick Jones Jr., like, I'll take on KCP's bad money for a year. He's got 1 year left, correct? KCP's got 1 year, $21 million, and I'm going to expect your 2028. That might be too much from you guys. What about the swap with Orlando in 29? Can we do that? You would want Steven Adams. Okay, I guess we're going to flip Steven Adams. I got to take on John Konchar's last year of his deal, so let's do that. Now I only have 2 centers on the roster, so maybe we'll release John Konchar. KD's going to retire at the end of the year. I can't speak. Why is everybody a shooting guard? Why is Konchar a shooting guard? I don't know. So let's release him. Let's sign a 3rd string center, which it could be Kai Jones on a 1+1. Why not? Now, this rotation is going to look a little bit different than what it's going to come up here. So I think I want Coulibaly at the 4, Keyshawn and Bub coming off the bench. Let's do something like that. Sarr, 30 minutes a night. Coulibaly, 27. Let's go 27 to the rookie, AJ. 33 to Trey. 25 to AJ Johnson. We can go like 18 to Whitmore, 18 to George. Let's go about 12 to Vucevic. I want Will Riley to get 12 minutes a night. And then I also want, out of all these guys, I don't know. Remaining 16 minutes. Like, let's go 8 to Jameer Watkins. Let's see what he can do in year number, like, kind of 1. And let's go 8 to Isaiah Evans. This can obviously change throughout the course of the season. We're 2.5 star balance. I don't really expect to be the best this year. I'd like to be better, but obviously we're still so invested in this young core that needs to continue to get better. Like, Vucevic is out for 1 to 2 weeks, so we're going to see Kai Jones now. I mean, we're off to a 1-9 start. Not good whatsoever. And with the lottery, yeah, it's not ideal at all. So the Heat are up to a 7-1 start. They didn't keep McCollum, so I guess thank you for that first round pick in the future. I mean, our pick is still going to be like top 5. It's protected this year, I believe. It might be seconds going to the Knicks, so I know that I'm getting my first rounder if it's good. So Wemby took home NBA Cup MVP again. I got to readjust this lineup. We are so bad, guys. We are 2-24. I may actually end up getting fired. Yeah, we're 2-24. It actually makes no sense to be this bad. Worse than last year. I know we don't have Middleton and McCollum. Trey Johnson, though, kind of a stud. Bub Carrington's having an improved year for sure. AJ Johnson can hit threes, but he's becoming a better playmaker. AJ DeBanza obviously isn't going to be great right away. We've seen some Brandon Williams this year because of the injuries. And unfortunately, rookie AJ DeBanza just broke his right wrist. And there goes Alex Sarr, 6 to 8 weeks with a pulled left calf muscle. That is brutal. All right, so we are 11-38 at the deadline. Now, at this point, I feel like there would be talks about firing the GM, firing the head coach, just because this young core has not taken like a Pistons level leap, a Rockets level leap, or anything like that. So I think the person I could look to move is Cam Whitmore. Now, whoever acquires him would retain his restricted free agency rights. I think Bilal Koulibaly is another guy we could have potentially moved. Now, Whitmore does have a ton of value. It's funny if Phoenix would do this trade. I don't know. I mean, Kamal Maliwatch as a backup to Sarr and a potential front court mate is intriguing. I mean, I've also thought about Jarris Walker as a potential front court mate, but he's a free agent at the end of the year as well. The Knicks are willing to give me probably my first round pick back. I'm getting that anyway. I don't need to trade for it. I'm intrigued about the Kaman deal if like Phoenix isn't really sold on him. And then that was like an idea that to take him at 6 if like Trey Johnson wasn't there and you could have had Sarr and Kaman Maliwatch as like this twin tower front court. I am intrigued about that idea. And like they have Mark Williams as well. So now here in Player Finder, or no, this is even, I forgot, you can't trade players here from Player Finder. It takes you to, so like why take that out 2K? Why? All right, so let's do Cam Whitmore for Kamal Maliwatch. Kamal Maliwatch was drafted 2 years after, so I get 2 more years of team control, and I'm getting a second rounder in this deal. Whitmore could be a good scorer for them long term. Could be Booker, Green, and Cam Whitmore. I mean, have fun with that, Jordan Ott. So we are going to do that trade. I am intrigued about, like, well, I guess Kaman will start now until Sarr is back. And that's going to be it for me right now. MVP goes to Luka Doncic this year, the first of his career. Darren Peterson is your Rookie of the Year. Kevin Porter Jr., 6th Man of the Year for the Clippers. We have Wemby as Depoy, Rob Dillingham, most improved, John Morant, Clutch Player of the Year, Jason Kidd, Coach of the Year. So at least we're in the Eastern Conference and all of this. Oh my God, Trae Young maybe should have won an MVP. 33 points and 10 assists, 49, 42, 86 splits. Yeah, maybe you should get Trae Young on a max contract, Golden State. You got to re-sign him at the end of the year. Tyrese Haliburton has right knee tendonitis. He's going to be out if they did make the playoffs. You have Jalen Brunson, Bam Adebayo, Zion Williamson, Domantas Sabonis, and Şengün on third team. Here's all defensive first team. With no shockers by any means there. Goga, Nikola Jokic, Ajax making all defensive second team. And I meant to look at the all rookie team. So we had AJ DeBanza make all rookie first team. There you go. Ben Saraff made it. And nobody on all rookie second team from our side. So another disappointing year for the Wizards. 22 wins. So we didn't end up as the worst team. I mean, some things stay the same. Us, Charlotte, and Brooklyn all at the bottom. Utah was a lot better this year. They went 36-46. Who did they end up with? They ended up drafting this Wenwei Kim guy. Didn't even play him. 23 years old already. So I don't know what we're doing there. Darren Peterson ended up, I think, in Houston, and they went 37-45. Also don't get how that is possible. So going forward, like we kind of know we have something with Trey Johnson for sure. I don't know about a number 1, but a damn good number 2. He's an elite free throw shooter, elite 3-point shooter. Bub, Sarr, and George are all entering the last year of their rookie contracts. Sarr, for us so far, he's been a little bit banged up. Like this year, he only played 58 games. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully he's not going to be hurt again. Brandon Williams was actually a pretty good point guard for us. He might be a backup next year. AJ struggled with the 3-point shot. Bilal, going to be a restricted free agent. I have no idea what that's going to look like. Is it going to be similar to what's going on with like Cam Thomas and all them? Potentially. I don't want to give you a max deal or close to it. Now, in 2K26, I've noticed those contracts not as high price as they were in 2K25. Indiana, with the Haliburton injury, actually beat Miami in 7, beat Detroit, swept Chicago. They're going up against Dallas, who swept New Orleans, swept LA, and beat San Antonio in 6. And the Pacers win it all. Halliburton Finals MVP, 25 points and 11 assists for the Indiana Pacers. Our owner does not like us, or our governor right now. Can you not use owner? Like, is that not allowed? I don't know. So you have Russ, Wizards legend, KD, DMV legend, Jimmy Butler, all retiring here. Chris Middleton is a Wizards legend as well. Same with CJ McCollum, Jordan Clarkson, TJ McConnell, all retire as well. McConnell went out on top. Luke Walton, Joe Pruney, and Jordy Fernandez retire. Russ, Dame, and KD all enter the Hall of Fame. And here are the jersey retirements too, by the way, of OKC. And we know we're getting our first round pick. Watch 2K give it number 1. Well, actually, do we have Brooklyn's pick? Oh my God, we do have that swap. So Chicago gets number 1. I'm going to actually own 4 and 5 in this draft, but it just sucks that neither one of those could get me number 1. Maybe I make a trade. We'll see who like the consensus number 1 is. And yeah, we are going to make that, or the Knicks get a couple seconds from us instead. So if we look at the mock drafts, Charles C. Barnes is the consensus number 1. He's 7'1", 20 years old, out of Washington. They do have Hans Steinbeck this year as a top center. He looks really good. So does Sheldon Bullard as well. Even Tudor Stefan looks good. So it's the draft for the centers for sure. It looks like it's almost like a 3-guy race. So if we went to the pre-draft workouts, I mean, I just acquired Come On My Watch this year. I also have, I mean, yeah, Charles C. Barnes looks really good. I mean, Gene Gill doesn't look that bad either. So it is clearly a center draft. I could also scout out Charles Miles, Keith Barrett, David Edwards, and let's do Juan Ortiz. So I don't know. Like, Sarr, I would like to, I don't know, like I could make Sarr power forward. I think he's agile enough as a 7-footer to be switchable on the perimeter. And then Kaman just kind of slides in as a backup. But that's me foregoing picks 4 and 5 to move up to number 1 with Chicago. I don't even know if I want to do that, but this team just has like still so much talent, like young talent, and it's just like more quantity. Like it's quality for sure, but like I've been one of the worst teams in the league throughout the first 2 years of this. I would like to be better. So if I were to offer Chicago a trade for number 1, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if like Sarr works as a power forward. Maybe not. I don't know. He shot 30% from 3. Like he's been fine from 3. Do we think he's got a leap at any point? What I do need, though, is like a point guard to really initiate this offense. All right, let's just see if Chicago... Honestly, let's just get the best guy in the draft. So let's give up 4. I mean, yeah, let's give up 4 and 5 to move up to number 1. Chicago needs a center, too, so I really have to give them a great offer. They're going to accept that. So we are on the clock. We're going to take Charles C. Barnes. Sounds like he's a law firm guy. 7'1" from Washington, 82 overall, 20 years old. We'll see how he is for us. Number 2 is Tudor Stefan from Romania. 22 years old, 75 overall. Number 3, Sheldon Bullard to the OKC Thunder. Definitely more intriguing than Stefan for sure. And then Chicago takes Gene Gill at number 4, so they still get a center. And they take Niwan Yi at number 5. Those could definitely be good picks for them long term. And then in the second round, I took a power forward by the name of Neil Livingston from England. So a lot of team options here. I actually think I'm going to pick up the team option on Brandon Williams, not pick it up on Kai Jones. Everybody else, I'm picking it up, but there are guys that could get traded out of that bunch for sure. You have Jokic, Giannis, Kat, and Kyrie, all free agents this offseason. I'm going to give Watkins and Bilal Coulibaly or qualifying offers. Now, I need a point guard. If we are looking at the free agency class, Trae Young is here. I didn't want to cut corners. I have enough money to go after Trae Young technically. So I'm intrigued about Trae. A lot of these guys are restricted. I mean, does Trae have a real offer from Golden State? He doesn't even have a real offer from them. And Cam Whitmore was actually pretty good for the Suns. I don't know. I don't think there's any shooting guard that's like unrestricted like Levine, Jordan Poole that I'd want to make my point guard. So like I am so intrigued about Trae Young. Now let's renounce the rights on KCP and Kai Jones. Is Trae Young gonna get, now he's got some other real offers. He doesn't have anything real. Like I might as well swoop in here. I know I said I didn't want to cut corners last offseason, but I might this offseason after the season he had. So let's give Trae Young a 4-year deal that's going to send over time. We're going to overpay him. Now, in order to keep Bilal, I'm probably going to have to move, I probably would have to move AJ Johnson and maybe Isaiah Evans. And I'm going to send them over to Brooklyn for Philly's unprotected first rounder this year. Hopefully that allows me to keep talks open with Bilal Coulibaly. There we go. So we're going to get Trae Young here. Tyler Hero would have also been an intriguing get. Steal him from the division. Bilal's restricted. I mean, I'm actually not. The Nets are going to screw me over here. I'm not matching that. 3 years, 114 for Bilal, who's a good player. I just can't right now. I mean, that's going to be what? Almost 40 million a year. Almost 40 million a year for a perimeter defender. Like PJ Washington, who's a better defender than Bilal. I don't know at this point of Bilal's career. Got like 22 million a year. I'm not matching that. 4 years, 154 for Bilal Coulibaly. I'm not matching that. So I guess, yeah, we get Trae Young, but we did have to, we lost out on Bilal Coulibaly. Oh, I see why Golden State didn't max out Trae Young. They signed Jokic. Giannis goes to San Antonio. All right. And then RJ Barrett goes to Brooklyn. Did they officially get? Oh no, the Kings swooped in and gave Bilal 4 years, 154. Okay. And we're gonna get Watkins back on the qualifying offer. So we have Trae Young playing with Sarr, Trey Johnson, AJ DeBanza, the #1 overall pick, Charles C. Barnes, and I also have like a Trey backcourt, Trey Johnson, Trae Young. All right, so yeah, I am worried about the defense a little bit, but let's just get into the playing tournament, please. We're gonna go Sarr at the 4. Barnes at the 5. Keyshawn George, come on while you watch. Bub Carrington off the bench. Yeah, Barnes at the 5. Let's have Bub and George as the 6th and 7th man. Will Riley can get 14 minutes a night. We signed Trey Jones as well, and we have Livingston. Actually, I don't really think I'm going to play Brandon Williams, so Vucevic is not going to play. Maybe Brandon Williams actually gets like 8 minutes a night. Maybe 10. Maybe we'll go to a 10-man rotation. So that's going to be the bench right now. And then I want Trey getting 36. I want Trey Johnson getting 33. AJ can get 28. And then let's just go 29 to the front court right there with Sarr and Barnes. Almost Salino and Barnes. So let's see how the first 3 games go. Hello. AJ Mitchell dropping 26 against us, but we're 3-0 to start off the year. 143, 140, we beat Cleveland. We beat Miami, who were solid last year. We beat the Toronto Raptors as well. So we get off to a nice 3-0 start. Can we go 5-2? I'll take that. This is so much better than where we were a year ago. Sarr gets hurt for 2 to 4 weeks, something we've come to notice with him. And Cooper Flagg takes home NBA Cup MVP. We're 15-11. Sarr is back through 26 games. That is something I'll take. Trey Johnson is emerging as a really good #2 option. AJ DeBanza, I don't really think has found his footing yet, but I still think there's a ton of potential in there. All right, so at the deadline, we were 28-23. We're actually pretty good. We're currently the 4th seed in the weak Eastern Conference. We do have a 0.9 point differential, so clearly behind the Pacers, the Pistons, and the Knicks, but at least we got something going for us right now. We may end up getting Rookie of the Year in Barnes. Hopefully, I gave up 2 top 5 picks for him. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Pretty good numbers from the rookie. I don't see any of the Bulls there. There's Bullard. There's Stephon. The Bulls do have Jaden Ivey kind of running the show for them in the backcourt. But yeah, Trae Young is helping turning this team around. We will have some big financial decisions this offseason because I'm already paying Trae Young a lot of money. I mean, Sarr's a former 2 pick, free agent. Barnes is making $17 million as a #1 pick. So yeah, am I going to bring back George, Carrington, and Sarr in the offseason? We'll see. I don't think I could re-sign them right now. I don't think I'm going to trade any of them. I want to see them get some playoff experience. Hopefully they're all not commanding $30 million a year like Mr. Bilal Coulibaly did. No, we did play the Kings back on November 3rd. Bilal, yeah, maybe he's like the next Jalen Brunson, just emerging when he signed elsewhere. Obviously, he's got a much larger role, 7 more minutes per night. He's probably taking more shots per game as well. Damn, that stinks for us. It makes me feel a little bit like not buyer's remorse, and I just maybe should have ponied up the money. I had it. I just didn't want to give it to him. So Wemby takes home MVP this year. I believe it was Shea, Luka, and now Wemby, so it's all gone to Western Conference guys. Charles C. Barnes ends up getting Rookie of the Year, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, 42, 31, 72 splits, already up to an 84. 6th Man of the Year goes to Colin Murray-Boyles in Toronto. Depoy Wemby, Jaden Quainon's most improved in his 2nd season. Well, yeah, Boston found their long-term center. Mitch Johnson, Coach of the Year, and Cade, Clutch Player of the Year. Reigning NBA Finals MVP, Halliburton on 1st team with Cade. Shout out to the Central Division point guards. 2nd team, you have Giannis and Utah, Brunson, Şengün, Ball, and Flagg. And then you have Booker, Peterson, and Men Thompson. Trae Young of yours truly. And then you got a Men Thompson as well there with Peterson. So 2 Rockets. All defensive 1st team, no Wizards. And no Wizards here on 2nd team, but you got Donovan Clingan there. Obviously, we're going to see Barnes on all rookie 1st team right now. So the Washington Wizards made it as a 4th seed here. We're going up against Boston. The last time these guys played, these teams have looked so much different since they matched up in the playoffs with like Beal and Wall, Olynyk versus the Boston Celtics, or Olynyk on the Celtics, and then obviously you had a young Tatum and Brown. You had like Isaiah Thomas. Actually, I don't even know if Tatum was there at that point. He might have been a rookie, or he was drafted that year. Trae Young ended up with 25 points and 9 assists, 52, 47, 86 splits. Trey Johnson, 19 points, 52, 41, 95 splits. Alex Sarr, 34% from 3. He can play that stretch 4 role very well, and we are about to go into the playoffs. So let's see what the rotation is going to be. I don't think I'm going to play. Brandon Williams is actually like not bad. Trey Jones is not getting minutes. Will Riley, I don't think I'm going to play. I think I'll go 10 to Brandon Williams. Vucevic is not going to play. So actually, maybe I will play. Oh, no. Well, I don't know why Trey Johnson wasn't getting minutes. I guess he got hurt towards the end of the year. So let's give Trey Johnson 36. Trey Young, Trey Johnson, 1-2 punch. And then we're going to have Bub Carrington come off the bench. You're going to have Kamon Maui Watch get like 18 minutes a night. And Keyshawn George is going to come off the bench as well. So I'm going to go 30 to the front court, 25 to George and Carrington off the bench, 18 to Maui Watch, 10 to Williams. Let's go 37 to Trey Young, 27 to AJ, 37 to Trey Johnson, and we'll go one more to Alex Sarr. System proficiency, 3.5 stars. And what was our point differential at the end of the year? It was a 2.6, 119 points, 117 allowed. Game number 1 against Boston, we end up losing this one, 142-134. Trey Johnson had 41 points. Damn, in the loss. Trey Young had 18 and 13. Game 2 is going to go to the Boston Celtics, 142-133. Trey Johnson with 29, Alex Sarr with 24, Trey Young with 23. So we haven't won a playoff game so far. We do win game number 3, 139-124, 28 for Trey Johnson, 24 for Trey Young, 46 from Sarr and Barnes. Game 4 does go to the Washington Wizards, 132-114, 29 for Trey Johnson, 19 assists for Trey Young, and we've tied up this series. They go up 3-2, though. They won by 6, 136-130, 33 for Trey Young, and we are going to actually get eliminated. We lose 123-111. Trey Young at 25. Trey Johnson had 22. All right, you know what? We got there. Trey Johnson obviously looks the part. He is maybe the scoring option on the team, with Trey Young just being like the full-on playmaker, initiator, engine of the offense. But we're allowing Trey Johnson cook a little bit more in isolation. Alex Sarr was fantastic in the playoffs, so he's going to get an extension. Keyshawn George was great. I want to keep him around as well. Barnes was solid in his first career playoff series. AJ Debinsa even was all right. So I would like to keep everybody under contract going into next year and just ride the internal development of this team as the Mavericks win it all. Cooper Flagg is your finals MVP. They won in 5. I believe they lost last year in 7, so they're able to win this year. My governor, like, minus 15 morale? Why? We got to stay out of the red. I guess my owner is pretty cheap, so we'll see how that's going to look. I may end up having to make some tough moves this offseason. We'll see. I feel like teams will have cap space, and I have George, Carrington, and Sarr all being pending free agents. And we also own a Brooklyn pick here in 2020. Actually, I don't know if we own that pick. We're definitely going to get Philly's pick there at 5. We are going to get, Philly's pick there at 6. Yeah, we didn't own that Nets pick at 4. It just kind of has to show you the wrong thing, of course. So we are going to have, well, the Knicks have our pick at 22 in a swap. We have the Knicks pick at 25. And yeah, we do have the Sixers pick at 6 from the AJ Johnson, Dame Sarr, or not Dame Sarr, it was Isaiah Evans trade last offseason. Shout out to Portland from the Hodson Yang trade down and the Damian Miller trade. Have 2 and 3 here in the 2028 draft. I'm going to keep Brian Keefe as our head coach. 1 more year under contract. Going to at least ride that one out. So we are going to have a nice pick. Let's see who the number 1 guy is in this class. I actually don't know if there is a consensus number 1 guy. Is it going to be Jock Servin? Maybe. He's 23 years old, so it looks like he's going to go number 1. I mean, the Nuggets don't have Jokic anymore. He's in Golden State. So I don't know. We don't really have anybody under contract, like, besides Vucevic to trade. So I think we're just going to hop into this draft. All right. So the number 1 pick is going to be Servin there. French center is going number 1 overall. We'll see if he's as good as the guy that went 1 in 2023. I'm intrigued about Wade Connor, who went number 2 to Portland. Number 3 here, Kelly Potter to the Blazers as well. Nuts here at 4. Take Preston Edwards, a 6'11 small forward out of Nevada. Yeah, that looks like the best player in this class for sure. And then Dalton Mogbo from Penn State goes number 5. But yeah, Edwards looks by far the best guy in this class. And with Portland drafting 2 guys at the top, I'm actually going to offer them 2 more first-round picks for Denny Avdia. Like, do I want to bring Denny back to Washington? He'd probably be a little bit better than AJ. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to make my selection. And I'm going to take Travis Reed from University of California, San Diego. Power forward, 75 overall. Looks like he could be a stretch 4. And then I ended up taking a point guard later in the first round from Argentina, Enrique Oberto, 6'1", 22 years old. At 31, I got Everett Clayton, an undersized big man from Dayton. And then Mario Esposito, 6'6", from Italy there in the second round. I'm actually going to decline the option on Neil Livingston, save a little bit of money for my owner, who looks like he's being kind of cheap. Luka Doncic hitting free agency. Carrington, George, Watkins, Sarr will all get the qualifying offers. We'll see if there's a bidding war for any of these guys. I mean, Sarr wants major money. It does look like George and Carrington will be okay, like, not making bread going forward. So yeah, Sarr, $50 million a year, like, is what he's expected. That is just a little bit ridiculous. I can't lie. So let me walk up Bub on a front-loaded deal. And we still have like cap space before these deals are done. So let's bring back George and Carrington. It does feel like Sar will not take a team-friendly deal. George actually gets a deal from the Clippers. Sar from the Kings. So we get Carrington 4 years 58, 3 years 61 for George, 3 124 for Sar, which I'm gonna match. That's why like maybe Bilal I had to let go just because these guys were going to get expensive anyway. And now if we look at our salary cap breakdown, you have Kaman and Trey Johnson being free agents next year, AJ in 2 years, and Barnes in 3 years. And this team is still fairly expensive. Honestly, let's just lock up Trey Johnson now. 3 years, over 120 million. Come on, Matty Watch. We can. He's a backup center at this point. We get Watkins back on the QO. AJ DeBanza, hello, out of nowhere, just becomes a 90 overall, Barnes 89. And both those guys have surpassed Alex Sar, Trae Young, and Trey Johnson. All right, so last year we did lose in round 1 to Boston, but I do feel like this team can be better this year, right? So let's go Sar, Barnes, DeBanza, Trey, and Trey. Keyshawn George coming off the bench. Come on, my watch. I may trade this year just because I'm not re-signing him in a year from now. Let's go 23 to Bub, 21 to George, 15 to Riley, 15 to Kaman. And I think out of all these guys here, we're going to play Travis Reed about 15 minutes a night. So 11 minutes remaining. That's actually kind of tough. So let's go 30 to Sar, 30 to Barnes, 32 to DeBanza. I got to get like almost like 10 more minutes throughout these guys. So let's go 13 to Riley, 10 to Reed, 14 to Kaman, 20 to George. So I could go about 35 to Trae Young, 33 to Trey Johnson. We're 3.5 star balanced. Hopefully this team could maybe be a sneaky 1 seed. Dude, Alex Sar, he's been hurt every single year, and I gave him a long-term contract. I mean, he could play through a hyper-extended left shoulder. There goes Will Riley, somebody that never really had like a long-term role on this team. Like, he's going to need those minutes more than ever. Let's get Enrique Alberto in there just to see what he can do. We're off to a 5-0 start, 10-2. And that's even with Alex Sar being banged up to start off the year. And Josh Giddey ends up getting NBA Cup MVP this year for the Chicago Bulls. We are 19-9. I know we recently got back Will Riley, so I do want to get him in the rotation. How's Travis Reed been? Oh, he's actually been kind of good. Let's give him a little bit more playing time. Let's give him like 16 minutes a night. Will Riley's gonna get like 7. We're gonna lower Kaman's minutes. I'm surprised he hasn't like wanted to get traded yet, just because he's like a full-on backup 5. Because like we could stagger Barnes minutes and Sar's minutes. Who knew that strained hips are gonna be contagious? Or actually no. Sar didn't have a hip injury. He had a shoulder injury. All right, so we are here at the trade deadline with a 34-17 record. We now have a really good point differential up to 7.8. Still not as high as Atlanta, but second highest here in the Eastern Conference. If we take a look here at the stats of this team, Trae Young kind of been the engine of this offense. The only major injury we've had this year has been Will Riley. I mean, Kaman is such a good backup center, but like, do I trade him? Because I'm not going to be able to re-sign him. I could get an asset for him, but he can help us. Like, what if Sar Barnes gets hurt? Then I'd be really happy I didn't trade him. AJ's having a really good year 3. Trey Johnson is still an absolute bucket. So one deal I am going to make, I'm going to trade away Will Riley, who I do think could be really good in a much more expanded role. He's just not going to get that here in Washington. We're going to send him to Phoenix for Barney Gooden, who was a first-round pick a couple years ago, a 6'8" power forward, and I'm getting their 2031 unprotected first. So wanted to get an asset for somebody that I was probably not bringing back at the end of the year. So let's go a little bit more to Trey Johnson, and I want to play Travis Reed a little bit more because I do think there's something really good in there. All right, this team is going to go 52-30. Luka Doncic, who left town, not really, he left for the crosstown rival LA Clippers. He wins MVP there, so second here. Jock Servin looks pretty good. 23 years old, but still looking like the part of a number 1 pick. 6th man of the year goes to Cam Thomas, maybe behind Luka in Los Angeles. Wemby Depoy, most improved goes to Bennett Sturts in Orlando. Luka clutch player of the year, and Chris Finch coaching the Suns, who are 64-18. That's why they went out and they got Will Riley. I wonder if they re-signed Cam Whitmore. NBA first team like Jokic and Luka both on different teams now. Second team, Giannis on the Jazz. Peterson there, Halliburton there, Brunson is there. No freaking way. All right, well, Bilal Coulibaly is turning into like a superstar in Sacramento. Gotcha. Damn, Jarris Walker, all defensive second team, but dislocated his patella. Shout out to the 23 draft class, having some guys there. And then we do get, I thought we were going to get Travis Reed on an all-rookie team. We did not. So the Suns were the 1 seed. We were the 3 seed. Now our owner's like, let's try to get a first-round victory. I'm trying, Jennifer. I'm trying. So we're going to be taking on Detroit. Good team. They do not have... Who did we give them again? Oh, Chris Middleton. Yeah, they definitely don't. So the Suns go 64-18 with Booker and Cam Whitmore. A bucket, man. Like Whitmore and Coulibaly balling elsewhere. Hurts to see, but it was just never happening here. So let's see what... Actually, so I wanted to see offensively, number 2. Defensively, about number 6 in the East. So let's figure out this rotation. It's not going to get trimmed down because it's going to be Kaman while I was playing Everclayton towards the end of the stretch. So Kaman's going to get like 17 minutes a night. We're going to go not to Jameer, probably to Travis Reed, the rookie, maybe on his Christian Brown era. Or 10 minutes a night for the playoffs. Let's go 23 to these guys, 30 to Barnes, 30 to Sarr, 38 to Trey, 37 to Trey Johnson. All right, so we're taking on Detroit. Game number 1 goes to Washington, 140-95. Bang. Over 100 points from Young, Sarr, Barnes, and Johnson. Game 2 goes to Detroit. They win by 5. Cade with 44 and 11. I mean, asking Trae Young to guard Cade Cunningham is not ideal. We lose 136-115 in game number 2. AJ had 29. Cade is outplaying Trae Young. We do win game 4. Cade with 44. He's averaging 45 through the first 4 games. Bub Carrington was good off the bench. Sarr, he's been a playoff performer for us so far. Trae Young at 13 assists. We do win game 5 by 17. Can we get the playoff series victory for our governor? We're going to a game 7, 66 from Sarr and Cade. Here we go. Game number 7 between the Wizards and the Pistons. We have a solid first half. Third quarter doesn't go horribly wrong, and we are going to advance. We win 140-109, 37 for Trey Johnson, 18 assists for Trae Young. Now we're taking on Chicago in round number 2. But see, this is why I'm glad I didn't trade Kaman my watch, because Charles C. Barnes breaks his freaking leg, and he's out for the playoffs. So I think we're going to ride the double big still, and Vucevic is going to probably be inserted into the starting lineup or into the rotation. We'll go 12 to Vucevic, 12 to Reed. Let's go 30 to Kaman, and we do a little bit like 33 to Sarr. I like the double big lineup, especially going up against like Buzelis and Gene Gill. I mean, Nate Men is 6'10", and he's been a bucket for them. It's a good Bulls team. I know they have AJ Johnson as well. So there's Wizards footprints all over the place. We do lose game 1 by 22. Amen and Ivy with 62 combined. All right, game number 2 goes to the Bulls by 3. Amen had 37. Johnson, DeBenson, Trae Young had 20 apiece. Can we win game 3? Yes, we can. So we stay alive. We win by 4, 39 and 11 for Trae Young. Game number 4 goes to Washington. We have a brand new series, 44 and 17 from Trae. Hello. And so far in round number 2 in those 4 games, he's averaging 29 and 12. A monster game 5 rubber match. I do not want to go down 3-2. First half wasn't great, but it's still close. We're tied 102 apiece, down by 6 with 68 seconds to go. And my screen has just gone black. Or can I not play 2K? What's going on? All right, well, I guess I'm just going to have to close out my 2K. Hopefully, I don't know what it's going to pick up last. All right, so let's see how far I am in this. All right, so it just restarted the round. So maybe I'm not going to hop into a game today. The Barnes injury, though, still happened. Brutal stuff. All right, so let's see if the round is still going to go like 2-2. They win the first 2. And we win the next 2. So shout out to 2K for just being, I guess, the same here. Trae Young's not averaging as many points, but here we go. Big game 5 rubber match. We do lose this one by 10, which it looked like we were going to maybe lose the first time. And we do win game 6. So here we go, game 7. I mean, I would love to hop into these games. Now I'm scared my PC is just going to I don't know, the game's going to crash. We're down by 36, though, so I don't think we're going to hop into this game. We get blown out of the building. We lose 149-106. Trae Young with 25, DeBenson with 23, Trae Johnson at 18, Sarr 3 of 9 from the field. It just sucks that Barnes ended up getting hurt. Mavericks are back in the finals for the 3rd straight year, taking on Chicago. Dallas wins in 5 with Cooper Flagg being your finals MVP, 25, 10, and 6, 3.6 stocks. You better be happy, owner. I got you a playoff series victory, but I get no improvements off that. You're too cheap, man. You're too cheap. So there goes Rick Carlisle, Lloyd Pierce, Pacers coaching staff getting gutted this offseason. And here with the draft lottery, I did see our logo from Orlando and from Milwaukee. Would you look at that? And we are going to get 1 and 3 in this draft. Hello. Oh my God. Okay. That is kind of amazing. I have 2 top 3 picks after making it to the Eastern Conference semifinals. Could I get Spoelstra to put us over the hump? I'm going to offer a bunch of guys deals. Mike Brown, Mosley, Udoka. I'm not getting Steve Kerr. I'm not even going to offer him a deal. JJ Redick. I think we're going to move on from Brian Keefe, and I'm going to get anybody here. JJ might have the best ratings. Ime Udoka might be the best coach for us, though. So let's go Ime Udoka to be the next Wizards head coach. And yeah, please tell me there's like a generational guy in this class. Raymond Hansen, yeah, that is going to be the guy. 18-year-old, 6'11", small forward from Wake Forest. Tim Duncan 2.0. Chris Paul 2.0. Oh my God. No brainer. No brainer. Thank you, Milwaukee. Bryce Long ends up going number 2 from Nova. Pretty good center. And I also have the 3rd overall pick in this draft as well. Jacob Baldwin is a 6'10" power forward. I think that's an easy pick for me as well. 19 years old. I know we had Travis Reed, but I mean, oh my God, man, this class is crazy for us. So I also had another first rounder late in the draft. I took Harris Pavin here, a 6'3" point guard from Romania. I did draft a couple guys in the second round. Can I get these guys on two ways? Let's do that. And I'm going to sign all of them. Barney Gooden, who we got in that Will Riley trade, I'm not going to pick up the team option on. Everett Clayton, who was picked 33 a year ago, I'm going to pick that up. And Esposito, I'll pick up as well, the Italian second rounder. Devin Booker, D-Book hitting free agency after they were a 1 seed. I mean, I'm going to give these guys the qualifying offers, but it's not the end of the world if they don't sign. So we have two good centers. Clayton has like a third string. We have George, Baldwin, and Reed. I mean, Hansen probably won't even start for us because we have AJ Debinsa. Yeah, if Kaman actually gets close to his expected $45 million. Oh, yeah, Chicago's going to poach him for me. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to afford him. Not at all. So the Bulls gave him 3 years, 126. We will not be matching that. So is he actually going to sign, or is this going to be like a weird 2K thing and he is not going to sign? Nope, he ended up actually signing there. $40 million a year. So like, we've seen Bilal Coulibaly get $40 million a year. We've seen Cam Whitmore get a ton of money. Kaman get a ton of money. So maybe I trade for another center throughout the year. Watkins comes back on the QO. AJ's up to a 94. Like, we have Hansen there as a rookie. Travis Reed. Did I say something else? Might have said a different name before. Either way, he's up to an 81. I do need to release 2 players before the season starts. So I think Esposito will be one of them. And the other one will actually be 28-year-old Jameer Watkins. All right, so it's going to be Trae Young, Johnson, Debinsa. Maybe I start George at the 4, and then like Sarr kind of gets staggered a little bit more off the bench. Actually, no, we could do something like that. Carrington and George can get 22 a night. Hansen can get 20 a night. Reed could get 17 a night. And then we could play Alberto, but I think I'd rather play Baldwin, who I just drafted about 10 minutes a night. And Karl-Anthony Towns is your NBA Cup MVP for the New York Knicks. There goes Keyshawn George. Tears a left elbow ligament. He's out 2 to 4 months. And we are 22-6 though. We're having a killer season. And we're here at the trade deadline with a 39-11 record. We have a 12.9 point differential, just slightly beating out the Chicago Bulls, who have our former big man in Kamau Maliwatch. No surprise, he's having a monster year that, yeah, like isn't shocking whatsoever. And the Bulls ended up, well, they didn't win it all last year, but yeah, this is the team that like we traded for when we got Barnes. I think Nin Wan Yi was like one of the guys they drafted. Pretty good wing. The other guy was, I think, a big man who might not even be there anymore. You should be able to like go back and see draft classes like from when you started. So Trae Young, can he be a free agent at the end of the year? No, right? He's got 2 more years remaining. So I don't need to re-sign Trae Young right now. How has Hansen been our number 1 overall pick? 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Pretty good stuff. Damn, AJ Debinsa breaks his left wrist. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. And Cooper Flagg takes home MVP. No freaking way. No way. Neil Livingston, who I like non-tendered a couple years ago, Rookie of the Year. Our footprints are all over here. All over here. Maxey in Philly, 6th Man of the Year. Behind who? Devin Booker. Come on, of course, wins Most Improved. And Depoy. Zion, okay, clutch player there. So 2 former Wizards get major awards here. The Mavericks go 70-12. Anthony Edwards is in Denver? What? I didn't even know he was a free agent last year. Charles C. Barnes, all NBA second team in year number 3. Bennett Sturts is here from the Orlando Magic. No Paulo. AJ Debinsa is also here. Almost 12 rebounds a night and 7 assists. There's Leon Crawford, who was the 15th overall pick in 27. Booker is still there in Phoenix. So there's Kaman on all defensive first team. There is Alex Sarr on all defensive second team for the first time in his career. Raymond Hansen, all rookie first team, who stepped in nicely with the injury to AJ. And we are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We should be good to go for the playoffs, right? Or no, AJ is going to be out for maybe the first game or 2. We're taking on Toronto, who have DeJounte and Mikael Brown Jr., Ingram and Scotty are still there, Tony Chandler, Murray Boyles. Wiggins went up north, where he is from. So I just wanted to see. We didn't have the best point differential. That would go to the Chicago Bulls. Our leading scorer ended up being Trey Johnson. So we are going to definitely skew these minutes differently. Hansen will be the starting small forward until Debinsa is back. I'm not going to play Vucevic. Alberto, I don't think I'm going to play either. Reed's going to get 18 minutes a night. Baldwin for the playoffs can get around 10 minutes a night. Let's go 23 to Bub. Let's start Barnes and Sarr. We'll go 23 to George. I want to go 32 to these guys. We can go 28 to Hansen, 37 to Trae Johnson, 37 to Trae Young. Let's see if we can beat Toronto in round number 1. Actually, AJ is back for the start of the playoffs. Let's go. So we're not going to play Baldwin. Let's get Hansen up there, who may actually play a little bit more now than like Reed. Let's get him to like 15 a night, the number 1 pick. And then the final 3, we can go to AJ Debinsa. So let's see if we can beat the Raptors in round number 1. Trae Young, strained right hip, can play through it. But he's going to have that injury lingering throughout the whole playoffs. We ended up winning, I believe. Yeah, we swept them. 24 a night for Trey Johnson, 22 for Trae Young, and 20 for Charles C. Barnes. So we're taking on Milwaukee in round 2 with the black backcourt. I'm not going to say it. Kobe, Jonathan Kuminga. Yeah, they just have Anthony and Grady. Let's call them by that. And then you have Chicago and Atlanta, Dallas and LA. They always play each other. Phoenix and OKC. Can we beat Milwaukee? They win game 1. Tracy Mobley. Okay. Dropping 37 against us. Game 2. Trey Johnson, Bruce's hip. So we just have hip injuries galore. What are you guys doing? Doing the hip thrusters wrong here? We lose game 3 by 21. Jesus, man. This has been an embarrassing playoff run for us. Game 4 goes to, or this has been an embarrassing series. I just feel like we're a better team than them. Maybe it's because of the injuries. Game 5 goes to Washington. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We blow them out of the building, 158-116, and we are going to win in 6. We win by 4. Trey Johnson with 31. He was a monster in that series. And we're getting a rematch against Chicago in the conference finals. Trey Johnson averaged 28 against Milwaukee there. And here we go, taking on the Bulls. They beat us last year, and they added Come On My Watch in the offseason. We win game 1 by 27. Game 2, please win this one. Trae Young and Trey Johnson's hips are fines now, but we lose by 8. Double-double for Barnes, double-double for Debinsa. Game number 3 goes to the Bulls, 127-105. Game number 4 goes to the Bulls, 140-129, 34 for Barnes. Game 5, we win this one in overtime by 9. Can we force a game 7? Yes, we can. We win 138-110. I believe last year we went into a game 7. Winner is going to take on Dallas, who won 70 games. Good first half by us. We're up by 10 in the 4th, and we're going to freaking blow it, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We got outscored by 12 in the 4th quarter. Oh my God. So we were up. I feel like we were up by a decent amount. I mean, we really just choked it towards the end. We were up by 8 with 3.5 to go. And then we just we could barely score. Barnes had a chance at a 3-point shot. Who's Barnes? I guess that's their player. Unless I'm just completely whiffing on one of the guys I've drafted. Charles C. Barnes. I'm stupid. Sorry. He missed, and we end up losing. Cooper Flag and Giddey, conference finals MVPs. Bulls win in 5. Come on, now you watch. Finals MVP. Maybe I should have kept him over Alex Sarr. Now, the governor wants us to re-sign AJ Debinsa, which, I don't know, man. Do you want to be cheap, or do you want to be good? There's a difference there. So, we do have Hansen in the wings if we were going to make a decision to not bring back AJ Debinsa, who I assume is going to get like $40+ million in free agency. I could trade away Alex Sarr. I mean, that is a possibility as well. Oh my God, that Terry Rozier, CJ McCollum pick could end up being in the top 10. It actually ended up being number 9, and I have Memphis's pick there at number 4. Oh my God, man. We have just been picking in the top 10 galore. We also have 24 via the Clippers. I feel like I've been owning more draft picks than I can imagine. I also own my 29th pick. I have the Suns first rounder next year from, I believe, the Will Riley trade. And I'm going to be trading away the 2 late first rounders and a second to San Antonio for 2 future firsts. Well, actually 1 current, which is 30 from the Mavericks. So could I maybe move my first rounder next year, 57 and 30? Yeah, like this is what I wanted, basically. A first rounder from Golden State. Let's do that, even though it might have been a swap. All right, so is there like a really good number 1 talent? Abraham Neely. Now, this is probably somebody you trade up for. 6'5" point guard from Missouri. Yeah, I know we probably shouldn't be trading up, but I can move 9. I can move 4. Who won the number 1 overall pick? Because he could definitely replace Trae Young for a lot cheaper of the price. Utah. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to slide you like a Raymond Hansen. No, definitely not. Harris Pavin, maybe I'll give you to move up. So let's do 9, 4, and Pavin to move up. They say no. I could throw in. Can't really throw in any players. It would either have to be Bub Carrington. I mean, Jacob Baldwin, but I'd like to keep him. I mean, that is $14 million. I don't even think they could afford him. So what we'll do is Pavin, and then I'm going to give you also an additional first rounder next year from Golden State that we did. So we get the number 1 pick. Abraham Neely, a point guard from Mizzou. Welcome here to the DC area. Lakers at number 2 take Malcolm Jefferson from the best school of all time, Temple. There at number 2. Pistons at 3, UNLV. I feel like I see more Temple players get drafted in the top 5 than like Duke here. We just saw a pick get traded. I think Jefferson may be heading to Utah. Lakers get Raymond Strickland there at number 4. Kurt Houston, I was waiting for him to go. He goes number 5 to Houston. And yeah, Abraham Neely, 84 overall, 19 years old. He'll be the backup to Trae Young next year. Shepard and Jokic hitting free agency. Barnes, Reed, Alberto, and Copeland all coming back. I'm going to give Debanza the qualifying offer and Everett Clayton as well. Debanza wants $66 million, and he's going to get that from Golden State. I don't know if I'm going to match that. I do have Raymond Hansen, like, who could be a 90 overall after player progression in the works. AJ's probably going to win MVP next year when I let him walk, which sucks, but he hasn't accepted a deal yet, which I guess is good for us. But now he's going to 4 years to 11 from the Warriors. I mean, a part of me wants to like not match it, but I think I'm actually going to match it. We can. So that pretty much means like Trae Young is gone next year. And the governor wanted him back. So I'm going to do as the governor says, right? I'm a corporate man. And I brought back Tristan Vukcevic on a deal. Jokic stays in Golden State. So I guess they were going to choose Debanza over Jokic. So Debanza's a 95, Barnes a 93, Hansen's up to an 88 overall. I mean, yeah, if the owner is okay paying deep into the luxury tax, because that's what we're going to be doing now, that's fine. So yeah, if we look at our salary cap breakdown here, we could see that we are negative 150 million over the cap. That's insane. We're like the Boston Celtics from a year ago. And AJ Debanza actually won NBA Cup MVP, so glad I didn't let that walk. So we are 43-6 at the deadline. I don't think I've gotten 70 wins in 2K yet. We have a 20.8 point differential. We have by far, and I mean by far, the best offense. And with the second ranked defense only behind the Chicago Bulls, who have owned us in the playoffs. Trey's averaging a double-double. Debanza is close to a triple-double. Trey Johnson, just, you know, a casual 71% true shooting percentage from a shooting guard. Barnes is a beast. Like, his contract at the end of the year is going to be massive. Raymond Hansen's up to a 90 overall. You have Sarr, Reed, Carrington. Like, we're going to ride this team all the way. Neely's been, like, a little bit this year. He hasn't obviously had a ton of playing time just because we have Trae Young, but he would be the starter going forward if we don't win it all this year. All right, so there's a chance I could win. Yep, there's 60 wins. We're still in a chance to get 70 wins. We're 65-10. Let's just see how the season finishes out. 70-11. There we go. My first 70-win season. We won 71 games. I knew he was going to win MVP. I knew he would win MVP if I let him walk, but we kept him, and he got MVP. I'll take that. Giddey, 6th man of the year. Flag Depoy. Ime Udoka is your coach of the year. AJ Debanza on All-NBA first team. Charles C. Barnes, absolute beast at the center position on second team. I could not go 3 for 3 there. We do get AJ Debanza all defensive second team. I will take that. And then also I wanted to see if Abraham Neely ended up getting all rookie second team. He did. So yeah, this team is actually goated. We're taking on the Orlando Magic in round number 1, who went 35-47. If I lose them, this will be my last video of 2K26. We'll take a look here at the stats with Trey Johnson 19, Debanza 19, Trae Young 18. Like, this team is so freaking good. This would be Trae Young's last year. I would say all 4 years have been pretty good for us. Travis Reed has been kind of the 4. He's kind of good, man. He really is. So Reed's gonna get like 15 minutes a night. Carrington's gonna get 18, who's still been here, which is nice. Alberto's not gonna play, although like another good point guard we'd have in the wings. Neely's gonna get 10 minutes a night. Keyshawn George, I want to get about 18 minutes a night as well. So we are going to roll out a 10-man rotation for the playoffs. Let's go 30 to Trae Young because we have Neely. And let's go 33 to these guys. And please beat Orlando, a division rival in round number 1. I hate that they beat us in a game. Like, I don't love that just because this team should be sweeping everybody we go up against in round 1. I mean, the Hornets have a really good 1 through 5. Tudor Stefan has developed into a nice 4. Or excuse me, a nice 5. You have Barney Young from that draft class and Brandon Miller off the bench. You have Klingon at the 4, Knipple at the 3. Don't lose to them. Okay, we sweep them. Oh, man. I wanted to play Chicago in the conference finals. They lost to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference semis. The Knicks have this point guard by the name of J.P. Brady at the 1. William McNeely at the 3. Dale McMillan at the 4. Cat Brunson is off the bench now. OG as well. And then you have a battle of Texas there. Can the Wizards go to the finals? Charles Barnes has a stomach virus game, and we are going to win in 5. Bennett Sturts, who was a beast in Orlando, signed with Dallas and took home conference finals MVP. AJ Debanza averaged 10 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. He's like Draymond Green, but could also act like Jason Tatum at times. So we're in the NBA finals. I don't think I'm going to play Abraham Neely here, even though he's been like really good for us. Yeah, just because I want to play the starters a little bit more. Like Trae Young, 33, Sarr, 30, 33 to Barnes. Let's go 34 to these guys. And the Wizards and Mavericks here, going up. They have Jalen Green, Sturts, Murphy. Oh, wow. Hold on. Maybe that's why Sturts ended up getting Conference Finals MVP. Cooper Flagg is hurt. Sprained right knees day to day. So he might even play game 1. And they won it anyway. Oh my God. He plays game 1. He drops 34. Okay. Game 2 goes to the Wizards. 133, 125. Trey Johnson drops 41, showing that he's the best player from the 2025 class. Maybe not. Cooper Flagg drops 32 in game 2. Sturts 28 and 9. Game number 4 goes to the Mavericks. 135, 129. Sturts with 26. Hansen with 30. Game 5 goes to the Mavericks. Bennett Sturts is your finals MVP. I really thought this was going to be the year for us. We had a 19.9 point differential. They had a 10.3, and they dominated us in the playoffs. So we made it to the finals. I know this team can win a final, so I'm not ending it until this core wins it. I just really thought it was going to be there in 2031. I guess it's on to the 2032 season. Kyrie, former Maverick, retires. Trae Young is gone. I just can't bring him back financially. That's why we traded up for Neely. For the first time in forever, I'm not going to have like a top 10 pick. I had the 22nd overall pick from the Suns. I took Otis Ewing, a 20-year-old 6'7" small forward from Pitt. We have some second rounders that will sign. Sarr, I actually forgot he could be a free agent. So he opts out, picking up all the options there. I mean, yeah, that's just another layer of us not being able to bring back. And we have Barnes that's a free agent as well. So it's kind of crazy. So yeah, Kareem Lopez, free agent. Barnes restricted. I'll match whatever he gets. Sarr, let's just ink him up on a 3-year deal right now. Keyshawn George is a free agent. I would like to bring him back on a... I mean, I don't really need Keyshawn George, actually. I mean, if I let him walk, right? Like, we have AJ, we have Hansen, we have Baldwin, we have Reed. We drafted Ewing. Yeah, I might let him walk, actually. So we're going to get Sarr. We'll let Keyshawn George walk. So that's an OG guy that won't be here anymore. And I renounced the rights on Trae Young. Let's ink up a deal for Charles C. Barnes. Hopefully he accepts that. 5-year, 232 is just ridiculous. So Trae Young, did he sign? I thought he did. I guess Trae Young did not sign anywhere yet. Okay. But yeah, we got, Alex Sarr back. We got Charles C. Barnes back. Yeah, Trae Young is there. I can't afford him anymore. I don't know why it says it's under the affordable section. Like, we're already 50 million over the cap. If I signed Trae Young, we'd be like over 100 million over the cap. That's what it said. I mean, this is such an expensive team. So player progression, AJ's at 95, Barnes 93, Johnson goes down a little bit. Abraham Neely at 92 overall in year number 2. Alberto's going to be the backup. All right, so Neely, Johnson, DeBanza, Reed, and Barnes. Like, we can... I don't know. I think I'd rather start Hansen. Like, Sarr and Reed can come off the bench. That's fine with me. We have Alberto, Baldwin, Bub Carrington. Yeah, like, this team is 10 deep right now, where we can make a trade if we wanted to. And look who wins NBA Cup MVP. Come on, Mally Watch. I kid you not. I just had, like, the worst 2-week stretch ever. So, yeah, we're 63 in 16. We might not even get the 1 seed. Look at these 3 injuries that happened. AJ DeBanza broke his leg, like, a few weeks ago. He's back. I feel like he should have been out a lot longer. Robert Hansen breaks his wrist 2 to 4 more weeks. And then Trey Johnson breaks his ankle 6 to 8 more weeks. We have the playoffs starting in like 2 weeks. And Cooper Flagg wins MVP this year. Cameron Gillard, the number 2 overall pick to the Lakers, rookie of the year. Neiman Yee, 6th man of the year. Come on, my watch. Depoy. Taylor Carney, most improved, 7th overall pick from Portland back a couple years ago. Billy Donovan takes home coach of the year. Leon Crawford of the Hornets, all NBA first team. Ken Humphries, not familiar with his game. Point guard, OSU, maybe better than Cade. I don't know. 2 OSU point guards, all NBA first team is pretty cool. Here's all NBA second team, couple nuggets. There is Charles C. Barnes. Third team here, Halliburton, man. I feel like he's gotten hurt a lot. There's Edgecombe making third team for the first time in his career. Barnes, all defensive second team right there. So we ended the season as the 2 seed, unfortunately. And going into the playoffs, we are going to be without Hansen, who is 1 to 2 weeks, and Trey Johnson may be out to like the conference finals, which is brutal. So yeah, we're going to have a different looking lineup than kind of what we originally thought going into this. Bub is going to start for us at the 2. Reed's going to come off the bench. Sarr's going to be at the 4. And we're going to have to go a little bit to Taylor Conley here. Yeah, because I don't really trust Otis Ewing. So we'll go 8 to Conley. We're going to go 16 to Baldwin. We're going to go 13 to Alberto. Reed can get 25 minutes a night. We're going to go 35 to Barnes, 32 to Sarr. Let's go 30. I don't know. We might go 40 to AJ now with all the injuries. 32 to Bub. And let's go 39 to Abraham Neely, who was really good in his first full year as a starter. So can we beat Milwaukee, who have Mobley, they have Dick, and Anthony Black is coming off the bench. We're up 3-0, and we get Hansen back. Let's go. So that's pretty much going to remove Conley from the rotation. Alberto's going to get like 10 minutes. Baldwin's going to get 15. Reed could get 23. I definitely want like Hansen to play a ton. So Honestly, how tall is Hansen? 6'11". I forget he's so tall. Debanza might play the shooting guard spot. Like, we may just go ultra big here. Bub, you can get like 20 minutes a night. And let's go about 26 to Hansen. I would like to start him. And can we sweep them? Yes, we can. We're taking on the 6th-seeded Miami Heat in round number 2. Hopefully, we do get Trey Johnson back for the conference finals if we were to win. They're starting Bronny James, Johan Berenger, Jamal Grant. Looks really good. Maybe better than Jeremy Grant. Can we beat them and go to the conference finals? We sweep them. Let's go. Taking on the Chicago Bulls, a team that has owned us time and time again. Trey Johnson is now day-to-day. AJ Debanza and Barnes have been going off. All right, can we beat the Bulls? Mark Sears is their one. Kobe White, Ament, Matas, and my watch. They have Yee, Bridges, Jones, Strother off the bench. It's a good second unit. We win game 1 by 24. Hansen with 28. Triple-double for Debanza. Trey Johnson is back. Let's go. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to start Trey Johnson. We'll lower Debanza's minutes. We'll lower Abraham Neely's minutes. And I don't think I'm going to play Alberto for the rest of the playoffs. So we'll go like, I don't even know if I want to. No, I probably should start Trey Johnson, but I'm just not going to play him a ton, just coming off the broken ankle. So he will be a starter, but Hansen will play like almost just as much. Game 2 goes to the Wizards. Debanza with a 29-point triple-double. Trey Johnson wasn't great in his game back. We go up 3-0. Oh my God, we just swept them. We are currently 12-0 in the playoffs, going up against the Dallas Mavericks. AJ Debanza, 9.7 assists, like almost a 23-point triple-double. I mean, this is a long time coming. 2032. We made it to the finals last year, lost in 5, and then we've lost to Chicago a couple times. Can we avenge that and beat Dallas this year? Flag Green, Jacoby Walter, Bennett Sturt's still there, Trey Mann, Trey Murphy, Derek Lively, Simons, and Gafford. Oh my God. No way. We just went 16-0. Oh my God. We just went 16-0 here in the 2032 NBA playoffs. AJ Debanza is your finals MVP. Maybe Trae Young was holding this team back with the defense. I don't know, though. We built kind of a god squad today. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Bub Carrington, Trey Johnson, and Alex Sarr, and I guess technically Tristan Vukcevic were the OG Wizards that have made it all the way. We've gotten Debanza along the way, Neely, we signed Trae Young. This is a fun rebuild, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, and you enjoy these longer rebuilds in 2K26, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which team I should rebuild next. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.